All right, what is up? Welcome back to another video. And I noticed with the last video, I got a ton of views, a ton of new subscribers. So for you guys that are new, welcome. And I figured I'd take this time to say, if you're not subscribed, just subscribe. It's free. You'll be able to see when I post new videos, and hopefully, if you do, you're into what we're doing here. So I figured, since I have all these new subscribers, I think I probably went up like 250 people, I think. So figured this would be a great time because we're kind of in between a few things to catch everybody up on where we're at on projects. So not only for the people that have been here and been watching the videos, you can kind of see all the cars that you've had questions about. And for the new people, you can see what it is we're going to be working on here in the near future. So I'm up here at the shop, and if you have been around a while, you'll know that I have not filmed anything here in quite a while because I've been bouncing between so many different cars and waiting on parts and things like that. It's really hard to make a complete video and get them out, but I am going to start filming up here again. So I figured I'd touch base really quick so you guys can see what we got going on up here at the actual place of work. If you guys are super original subscribers, you'll remember Black 69 that we got in, that we did a little bit of work on, and then kind of had to be pushed aside for a while. We've been in hammering away on it. It's a little dirty at the moment, but we did do, it was repainted years ago, just did, Graydon did a full paint correction on the car, and we're doing new interior, getting everything set up. So enough yapping and seeing my face. I'll show you guys what we're working on. So here it is, the Black 69 Nova. As you can tell, this thing is actually like fairly complete. This car is incredibly nice. I mean, you can see how straight it is. Like I said, it's a little dirty. We've been working, but we'll get the thing cleaned back up. But anyway, it's got a big block in it. We're doing vintage air, and as you can see, we got some lines ran. It's got to be trimmed and plugged in and finished up and all that stuff. So yeah, and if a lot of you big block guys know, it's not supposed to have this panel on there, and this thing's supposed to be tucked under the shroud. Going to be fixing that because it's just mocked up for now. But anyway, just got the condenser in, got the lines ran. Stock big block. It's just out of a 1980. It's a 454 out of a 1980 truck, like a one-ton, nothing fancy. Just got the fan belts, all that good stuff on it. Hooking the radiator hoses up and about ready to finish plumbing this AC. And then obviously, as you can tell, the car's got to be finished wiring. So I might film a little bit more on this as we go. Not 100%, but as you can tell on the inside, I've been in there working, but got the center console mounted, some stuff for the vintage air, some of the wiring, carpet, new sill plates, new door panels, window cranks, fresh headliner, and just had the glass installed, so that's cool. But yeah, super nice car. And let's move over here real quick. If you guys remember the Black 66 Corvette that we did, it's going to be like a full-on Kaufman chassis, LS3, all the good stuff. Here's the hood for it. It's just really dusty. We've been having this clear, takes forever to cure. So it's about ready to be cut and buffed. I think tomorrow, actually. But we've just been staying over here in this shop, getting things sanded and stuff, so it's why it's a little dusty, but it's no big deal. Like I said, it's got to be cut and buffed anyway. And if y'all remember the 54 Corvette, this car has been a long, ongoing restoration, just because the parts for these cars, especially there's a difference between early 54s and late 54s, and this is an early car, and there's a ton of stuff that is so hard to find for these cars. So we are getting super close. It's about to be taken in to have the convertible top put on. We're down to like needing the car. It's wired, but a few things need to be finished up. So that's really close. And then a lot of this other stuff under the dash can go back in. It's already ready, but you just don't want it in your way while you're wiring. But there are a few things I'm going to be doing on this here soon, so I'll probably film it if you guys are interested. And yeah, so make sure to drop a comment. If you guys are interested in any of this stuff, I can always kind of keep you updated. So let's run over here real quick. Oh, if you guys remember from a few previous videos, the Model A. We've got all the metal work done, minus a little bit at the rear. We're waiting on the rumble seat roll pans that go at the bottom. Body work has all been done on this car. The hood sides, hood tops, all 4 fenders, splash aprons, and trunk are all ready for paint. So definitely be filming on that thing here soon. Get a couple videos out on it. And it's dark over here, so let me kick some lights on really quick. Here's the Model A chassis. It's all pretty much finished. I just got to do the brake rods since these are manual brakes. And I just sprayed the cowl panel for that Nova over there. It was the only piece that has not been sprayed. I'm pretty stoked on it. Just got a few pieces of dirt in it, which, you know, we got to wet sand and buff the main flat sections anyway. But it turned out pretty slick. Pretty happy with that. And I got a run right there. Sweet. Got to sand that out. And then in here, we got a 69 Grand Prix. And as you can see, it's all sanded down, masked off. And we have it covered for now, just so no overspraying stuff gets on it. But we'll be painting and clearing that here pretty soon. So I'll kind of film some stuff on that. We just had to get a lot of this stuff knocked out first. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the shop as of right now. So I think for now, I'm going to head home, and then tomorrow we're going to hop in, as long as it's nice out, we're going to hop in the Trans Am, go for a little cruise, head out to Dad's place, show you guys the new barn and a little bit of progress we made, as well as all the projects out there. So now that the weather's starting to turn, we're getting ready to start all the wiring, insulation, all that good stuff, getting the lifts installed. So I'll be able to film that in the future. But anyway, yeah, next clip, it'll be the next day, and we'll move on to some other updates. So anyway, hopefully it's nicer. Okay, next day, we're out in the garage, and gonna hop in this thing, and we'll go out and get you guys all caught up on the other projects. So I'm gonna check the air, check the air in the tires, check some fluids before we take off, and we'll warm this thing up because I haven't drove it in about a week or so. Weather's getting nice, so hopefully we'll get some T-top weather here soon. But anyway, got the GoPro and whatnot in the car, so we'll set that thing up, film a little bit of driving, and go out and check out some projects. No choke, and it's like 40 degrees, so gotta get her warmed up. We are ready. Well, temp gauge is intermittent, and oil pressure is being intermittent, but it come back around. So definitely gonna have to get us a tack and a temp/oil gauge. So no big deal. Part of it. I mean, this car sat for every bit of 30 years, so what do you expect? Okay, we're out here at the new barn so we can show you guys some of the projects and kind of where we're at and why you haven't seen the 55 and whatnot. Because I know I've had a lot of questions about the Dad's 55 Chevy we've been building. So figured this, like I said, it's a good video to come out here and show you guys what we're doing. So Dad's been working on the old tow pig. The heater core started leaking, so he's got it in here and just got it replaced. And what do you got left on it?
Just that stuff right there.
Oh, okay. So just some duct work, and got to get the glove box back in it. The hinge part broke off because they're just plastic. So we got to fix that. And then also, which we've been mentioning, the 2-post lift. It's kind of going to go, almost where we're standing, right? Kind of in line.
Yeah.
Right here.
It's on the floor here.
Yeah, so it's got it marked somewhere around here. So once he gets Betsy done here, we'll be ready to stand the 2-post lift up. So if you guys remember that video, we went to an old closed down muffler exhaust shop and picked up this old 10,000 pound Matco. Super nice lift. We even used it before they took it down. So Dad and I ran it up and down, made sure the locks worked and all that good stuff. Here's the other post here and the cross section. But anyway, here's the 55. Got it out here. And if you guys remember, you can go back and watch videos. We kind of left off with the engine mounts made, trans mount in it, clutch linkage working. We did a custom core support for the aluminum radiator. And I think we're pretty much to the point, most of the wiring is ran. Jason ran all the wires for us and got us pretty much to the point where we're ready to hook stuff up.
And then we'll loom that all when
we're done. We'll use some nice loom on that, and we'll be ready to make a hinge system for this tilt front end as well. So we'll definitely do a video on that when we go to make it, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of you guys that would like to see what we do for this tilt front end. So,
and then we need we still need to paint the engine. It's all in primer.
Yeah, engine's all in high temp primer, and it's ready to be pulled out and painted. You have the paint for it, don't you? Yeah, we got the paint for it, and headers are even done too. They're ready for like the ceramic coat stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so we had to modify the headers a little bit to use the factory steering. And I did all that stuff in the video. So if you guys go back, I'm going to go through and put all these videos in a playlist so you guys can check those out. And here's the Offenhauser aluminum intake with dual carders. So yeah, see, it's got linkage on the other side.
Yep.
Here, let's go on the other side, see if we got some better lighting. And also here's the 4-post lift. So, and then there's the arms back there, or the legs back there. So that's why you haven't seen any of these projects yet, is because there's a
one we had repaired.
I can't remember if I did or not. So this is a pretty big undertaking. We got to wire the barn, insulate it, walls, ceiling, install the lifts.
If they go back, they'll see that's the 4-post that we got for free.
Yeah, we ended up getting this 4-post lift for free, and it worked.
What is it right there?
Yeah, this leg right here you see in self-etch primer was completely rotted out in the bottom, and a lot of the guys that come and bought the other 4-post didn't want to mess with it. So we had our local welder guy patch that thing and get it right back up to par with the other legs. So we'll be ready to literally assemble this thing and put it together. But yeah, see if we got better lighting over here. So this thing ought to look pretty cool.
So this setup was run Brent Flynn. He's a big Pontiac guy in Muncie, Indiana, and we got these off of him. He ran them on a '62 Catalina station wagon.
Oh, that's right. He did, didn't he? I forgot all about that.
Good setup, so that'll be neat.
Yeah.
And I don't know about performance-wise, but it's more, we're going more for the looks maybe than anything.
Yeah, and then if we do go for performance, if it doesn't perform, we can always take those spacers off. And
so we're going to do a whole front-end rebuild kit, right? That's in the plans. We haven't got that stuff. We're gonna get rid of the single master cylinder and go with a dual.
Yep.
And we still need to get that ordered. We've been looking at those just recently.
I think we did decide to go disc brakes officially, so.
Yeah, and we were looking at a power brake, but the booster with the Pontiac in here is just too close to these valve covers, and there's a bracket that they sell that offsets the booster, but it's still going to be. We just didn't want to take the
just
chance.
better using manual brakes. It'll be fine.
So we still need to get the front end done.
But yeah, we did a full cage in this car. I think you guys probably, most of you remember it, but for the new people, tell you what, I don't have good low light here. But there we go. You can see the down bars there. And we still got to weld tabs on for our harnesses. So yeah, and we got door bars to do with removable links for that. So as of right now, it's a 6-point cage, and it'll probably end up being, I don't know what you consider that, an 8-point, I guess, with the door bars. I'm not a cage expert, but anyway, yeah.
And then you've got your tabs you got to get welded on.
Yeah, I just mentioned that for the harnesses,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, for the harnesses.
And then for a lot of you guys that are new, this is a 455 out of a 70 Bonneville, bored 30 over with what? A Ram Air 4 cam?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Ram Air 4 spec cam. It's got a Lakewood blow-proof bell housing, as you can see it down there. Mated to an M22 rock crusher, and it is a true rock crusher. We have a full video on when we went and got that transmission as well, that'll be in the playlist with everything on this car. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this thing. So hopefully once we get the shop all set up, we'll be ready to get back started on this thing. So, and then that's my 59 Beetle, which you guys have seen multiple videos on it. So,
and we swapped out the 55 rear end.
Yeah, which we got all videos on that. It's got a Pontiac 9.3 with a 410 posi gear set in it. It's all tacked in place because I got the pinion angle set, but I wanted to be sure it's finalized before we get too crazy and fully weld it. But obviously, you'll see that in upcoming videos. So,
you want to open those or not?
What's that? No, we'll wait until we do a video on this car. But yeah, we'll have a full update on this car when we get there because Dad's getting some more parts ordered for it as we go. And this is probably one, I don't think we've ever shown this one, have we?
You might have briefly.
Maybe briefly in an old video, but probably not. So even for all you original subscribers and new ones, this is probably a new car. So 71.5 GT37.
But not new to us.
Yeah, not new to us. What year did you buy it?
98.
That was 98, yeah. He's just slowly collected a bunch of NOS parts, and we're going to full frame off restore it, but now we've kind of decided to do a kind of a preservation restoration, keep it as a survivor car. So
that's getting popular.
Yeah, since that's obviously,
Pure stock drag.
yeah, and we like the patina stuff. So a barn loft had fallen in on the roof, and he had all that stuff fixed. So that's why you see some of the primer on this side. But here's the trunk and stuff. It's all original paint. I think this there's the original fender we're going to do some blending on. Did some rust repair on it. So all the original paint up top, coming down to there, the original stripe. So yeah, it's all original paint on this side. And these both are GM NOS front fenders.
So we're not going to use this one.
Yeah, because we're going to use the one I just showed you, but we will be using that one over there. And it is a real 400, turbo 400 automatic car, which is pretty cool. And this thing does run and drive, believe it or not. Well, let's see, that's...
Yeah, 68,000 original miles.
Yeah, 68,000 original miles, and it's a local car.
Bought off the original owner, and then, so I've had it 27 years, and he had it 27 years right now. So
God, that's kind of weird to think about.
The original owner had it.
That's weird. And it was sold new at Conkle Pontiac, right? Right there in Kokomo?
He went to buy a 71 Judge, and they told him they were done, that you couldn't get them anymore. They were done.
Because he went too late, right?
Yeah, they only made him like halfway through the year or whatever, and they had this just came in off the truck, and he fell in love with it.
And what I'll do really quick before we move on from it, which he has all the original interior too.
Got the original hood too.
Yeah, I got the original hood as well. And if you don't know about these cars, they're a fiberglass nose with factory hood pins in the hood, which is really cool.
The only Pontiac to ever have factory hood pins.
Yeah, the only Pontiac to ever use factory hood pins. Original steering wheel. You can tell that thing's in great shape. And that dash is phenomenal. This front seat's got a tear over on this side here, but we'll probably have it recovered at some point. But yeah, he's got all the original door cards.
And you did that floor pan.
Yeah, we patched the floor pan on that side just because it was a little soft. But overall, it's a really pretty solid car, especially for an Indiana car. We got a little bit of patchwork to do here. Not horrible, but
the story was his brother asked to borrow
I'll get
it.
on this side of you.
His brother asked to borrow it, went to a bar and got into an argument with some guys and left. And they chased him down and sideswiped him and wiped out this door and this fender. So we never had the original striped door or driver's side fender.
Yep.
And put him into a ditch.
Well, the cool thing is the full sword stripe cars here were only 71.5. So just having a sword stripe GT37 or T37 is rare. And you get them on the Le Mans Sport too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
it's
we've got a complete stripe kit from
Yeah.
Phoenix Graphics, but
Yep.
we'll just be using probably just 2 of them. And I've got some NOS stripes for it too.
yeah.
I don't know if they'll
Whole bunch of parts he's collected over the years for this thing. So this will be a fun one to put on the channel as well. It'll be a really neat build process. And then back here, I don't think anyone's ever seen this. His 63 Safari. And it's a factory 9-passenger rear seat, luggage rack, and rear step bumper car. And where did this come out again? Death Valley?
Death Valley.
Yeah, this came out of Death Valley, so it is just insanely solid.
It is built in California and no air conditioning.
Well, that's kind of rare.
A guy lived in the desert where the temperatures were extreme and had the only thing it had was generally you got the soft red glass all the way around when you got air conditioning. So that was an option, and that it did get that, but it never did have air conditioning.
Well, yeah, that's kind of odd.
And for those that don't know what Ryan just said, that's how you can spot a 9-passenger, which is rare.
Yes.
Most of them were 6-passenger.
Yep.
Because guys like to use them like a pickup truck.
Yep.
Which you could still use this like a pickup truck too, because that rear seat folds. But that's how you can spot one. Only the 9-passenger had the steps on the bumper.
So yeah, this thing is really, really cool, and obviously it's just stupid solid. So, I mean, look at this thing. And it's got the original 389, and it's complete, and it's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we may try to do a video on this thing, just seeing if we can get it fired up. I think it'll run. I mean, if it's free, it's probably going to run. So, look forward to a video in the future here. Maybe when it gets a little nicer out, we can move this thing around and we'll do a video on just getting this thing fired up and running. Even if it's just for like a minute, without coolant and stuff in it. I mean, I don't even know if it has any in there or not, but yeah, I think we can get this thing fired up. That'd be pretty cool. So this will definitely be on the channel at some point, making a cool, runner and driver out of this thing, but it's just so cool because it's complete. He's had a battery in it, all the lights work, turn signals, and dash stuff. But yeah, look how nice this thing is. Pretty unreal. And it's got seat covers on it. The original material, which if you guys could see in the this rear seat here, is what they should all look like. And I think it's under all these front ones. So we were thinking about maybe trying to take these seat covers off at some point, but we'll see. That's not the most important thing right now. But yeah. Yeah, and the luggage rack itself is a pretty rare option too.
Those bring some good money.
And it has been painted once, and the knucklehead we got it from was using a razor blade to try and strip it, and he went all the way down to the primer. And he was thinking that was the paint, and he blew far past the paint, unfortunately. Here's some of the original white, as you can see here, but he went pretty far. That's all primer. Hood's all primer now, and this is all primer. So, but I think the goal would be get this thing as a fun runner driver. Then we could probably try to strip that top layer off and have, you know, an original paint Survivor safari wagon. So,
and then maybe pull the 55 on an open.
Yeah, then pull the 55 on an open trailer. That'd be a pretty neat sight. So, yeah, this thing's too cool. I've always loved wagons, even since I was a kid. So it's neat that, you know, especially he got this thing, which, you know, we thought he paid up for it then, but in all reality, these things are getting stupid, especially one from California, this solid and this complete. So, yeah. So that's pretty much where we're at, guys. That's why these projects have been sitting dormant. We got to get this barn done. We got power to it. We got the breaker all set up. So everything's ran in. So now we need to get our breakers and start wiring all the plugins, lights, all that good stuff. But like I said, first and foremost, we'll get that 2-post lift set up, get it in position, get it mounted. So that way when we're wiring, we know exactly where we're going to run our 240 plugs to get that thing powered up. And same for the 4-post. So yeah, that's pretty much everything right now, because we've already got we've done videos on his 65 GTO. You guys obviously know the green 68 Firebird and the black SRT4 ACR that we just finished up in some previous videos. So yeah, this is a long talking clip, but figured it'd be a good time to throw it in here. So yeah, I'll hopefully put the playlist up of the 55 if any of you new people are interested in looking at that gasser project. And if you go back just a few videos, you can see the SRT4 getting finished and all the few videos we did on it. And obviously our pure stock drag stuff with the green Firebird. You can search that and be able to find that as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it. Maybe throw the GoPro in the Trans Am on the way home, get a little drive on the way home, and get back to the garage, and we'll probably end the video off there. All right, and we're back to the garage. So I was going to film a little bit on the way home in the car, but it's so beautiful out. Just decided to go for about an hour cruise. Just pulled her back in, so can't be too upset. Tim Gage decided to start working today, so that was cool. Anyway, other than that, we're good. So I think that's going to end this video off. I have gone over this car a couple times. Let's get this thing in frame here. I've gone over this thing a couple times. This one's for my wife. It's a 65 Bahama Blue Beetle. Good friend of mine. Never got to meet him in person yet, but Sam over at Valley Auto Works. He just rebuilt the stock spindles for me, so these things are ready to be shimmed, installed, and greased. So he did a killer job on them. As you can tell, he paints them, freshens them up, new link pin bushings, all new king pin bushings, ream, and everything's done properly and correct. So yeah, if you guys are ever looking into having your stock spindles rebuilt, look up Valley Auto Works. He's the man. And also, if you guys like to slam them like I do, he builds the best front beams. So anyway, I've got a good start on this thing. We're ready to reassemble brakes, do tie rod ends like steering stuff, ready to do rear brakes. Just need some more parts to kind of move forward, and we're about ready to get those. So as you guys can tell from this video, we got a ton to keep busy. But here at the garage, I will be starting on this car next. And then obviously out at Dad's, we'll be getting the barn going. So the only thing I didn't show is my 64 Volkswagen bus, which I got a video for it if you go way on back. I put it on the back burner mainly because it's the bus isn't rough, but it's rough. For all you guys that live where cars are solid, you would think it's trash. But for me, it's a pretty solid bus. But it is a lot of sheet metal work, and all the mechanical work as well. So it's a big project. Like, whereas this car is like brakes, fuel line, tune the engine up, put it back together, put seats in it, and it can drive, and then just start tinkering as we go. Which is why I'm doing this, which is why we pulled off the bus and everything else to do the Trans Am, because the Trans Am was like, same thing, fuel tank, rubber fuel lines, brakes. Now, we did do an engine and trans swap with it, but it still wasn't as big of an ordeal as doing something like that bus. But anyway, I'm going to quit jabbering. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the projects, especially all you new subscribers. So once again, thank you guys for subscribing. And remember, it doesn't cost anything. Just subscribe, and that way you'll be able to see all my new videos when I post them. You can even hit the little bell, and that'll notify you when I put one up. Not as consistent as I used to be, because we're trying our hardest to kind of get caught up so we can't have consistent videos every week. But right now, doing my best to get them out when I can. So anyway, yeah, we will see you guys in the next video, and drop a comment on what you guys will want to see next.